Morning, Michael.
Kate,
good to see you again. So here we are at your actual workshop where you're making the render.
That's right.
For the Bond store. So can you talk us through a little bit about how you make the render?
Sure.
And the special knowledge that you have about that?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start with the sand.
Yeah.
This is sand for lime render. It needs to be clean, dry, and well graded.
Right.
If you can see that, it's got it probably goes for 2 or 3 mil down to the fines.
Okay.
The fines are very important. You don't want all fines. And the ratio of sand to lime putty is 3 to 1.
3 to 1. Okay, so it's high.
3 parts sand to 1 part lime putty. The reason for that is in between all those grains of sand, there's about a 30% space, and the lime actually fills the space.
Ah.
So that's how you get 3 to 1.
Right.
This is a special sand that I got from the Hunter Valley. I've used it in the past. It's well graded, as I said, it's clean and dry, and I really like it. So yes, so we've got a special mixer for mixing that. It's a forced action mixer, which means it mixes it really well with the least amount of water.
Right.
Okay. A good lime putty doesn't need much water. Maybe I should say that with the lime putty, it's been slaked for over 3 months.
Slaked?
Yes.
What does slaked mean?
I suppose to get lime putty, you burn limestone.
Yes.
At about 900 degrees. That gives you a product called quicklime. It's a powder, highly reactive. We mix that with water, and that gives us the lime putty.
Right, so can I just, with
Sure.
the lime,
Yep.
so it comes from rock?
Yes, from rock,
obviously.
limestone
So
in the
when you
ground.
say you heat it up to 900 degrees,
Yes.
where do you do that? In situ or near?
No, in the old days they would have built a kiln. Nowadays they've got big industrial ones for doing it.
Okay. Right.
I get my lime from Mole Creek. If I could show you,
Sure.
this is quicklime from Mole Creek.
Right.
Okay, so you add this to water and leave it sit for about 3 months plus.
3 months?
Yes,
Right.
plus.
Yeah.
The longer it sits, the better.
Why?
It's a bit, it's a bit like wine. It improves.
Okay.
It gets thicker, and it just means you have to add less water when you're mixing with the sand.
Can you leave it for too long? Like, can it go off?
No.
No, it can't.
No.
All right.
As long as you
Right.
cover it with water, keep the air away from it.
Okay, so out here you can make as much render as you need for the whole job, like
Yes.
ahead of time.
Yes.
Even though the
Yes.
job takes months.
Yes, and it only improves by being pre-mixed.
Right. So how long have you been making render for already?
3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've got a little while
We've
to go
got
before.
all these bags. Yes, we put it into small plastic bags, and that's just really for
Okay.
for convenience sake.
Right.
We've got them wrapped up here to keep the air away.
Right.
We want to keep the air out because lime render sets by absorbing carbon dioxide from the air. So it's carbon neutral. When you burn the limestone, carbon dioxide is given off into the air. When this is on the wall and setting, it's reabsorbing that carbon dioxide back in again.
Right. There's real chemistry going on.
There
Isn't
is a bit.
There
Yeah.
really is. Yeah.
There is a bit.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
can you take us through from the special sand?
Yes.
Then we go to the lime.
Yep.
And is that what's happening?
That's what's happening here.
Okay.
We've got, if you can come round here, we've
Sure.
got the lime putty in the drums here.
Yes.
It's been slaked off-site. It's a
Yes.
dangerous process. You need to know what you're doing. So we will put 1 part of that to 3 parts of sand into this mixer,
Yes.
and we'll leave it mix for about 20 minutes, half an hour before
Okay.
we put it into
And then you put it in
Yeah.
there. Okay.
So do you want me to...
Give us a
Okay.
demonstration.
Anything you do with lime, you've got to protect your eyes. It's critical.
Right. So here goes the sand.
Yes?
And there goes the lime.
Yes. I put 2 sand in. This is the 1 lime.
Yep.
You can see this lime, it's nice and thick. It should, ideally, it's the consistency of soft cheese. That's when you've got good lime.
Yeah, it looks a bit like that, doesn't it? Yeah. Is this a special machine?
Yes, it is. It's called a forced action mixer.
Yep.
You cannot do it properly with a cement mixer.
Right.
Because that uses too much water to get a mix. It's not on the radar for lime mortar mixing. And the last bucket of sand, sorry.
So the original render on the Bond Store obviously didn't use a machine like this. So this would have just been people using spades and sort of
convicts, yes.
Right, quite a lot of work then.
Very laborious.
Very.
And you know, when you think you had to do it all to lay the bricks, and then 2 or 3 coats of render. Yeah. I don't envy them.
No. So you leave that to mix for 20 odd minutes.
Yes.
Then, as you said, it goes into these bags.
Yes.
And then
we take it aside.
Yes.
And we remix it.
You remix it.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
The first coat of render at the Bond Store will have hair.
Ooh.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm not sure if I'm going to use hemp or an artificial hair.
Okay.
Because of COVID and restrictions coming into the country, it's very hard to bring the hair in. So I'm investigating hemp. Ooh. There's a lady in Cressy that's got a hemp business.
Right.
And the byproduct,
yes,
the fibre is better than hair.
Right.
So at the moment I'm investigating that. If I can't use that, I will use an artificial hair.
Right, so going back to the hair,
yeah.
If one uses natural hair, what creature does the hair come from?
Horse, goat.
Okay. Yeah.
In the old days it was from cows.
Okay.
But it's...
And was that a byproduct of another process, the hair, or did they sort of go and comb the animals?
Well, that's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, how they actually procured it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Whether they took it off the animal when it was killed or... Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder.
That's something. So I'm doing some samples here of the final finish for the Bond Store. This is the rough cast. Obviously, the finish on the Bond Store walls has been affected by time. So basically, I'm trying to mimic that. I'm going to do one more sample, which I'll show you now. It's basically a coarser mix than the render. This one was very coarse. This is using the sand that I was talking about, but I've noticed you can see a little bit of black from the stone coming out, so I'm using a different sand. I'm using a Tasmanian sand. It needs to be this consistency because it gets splashed on, basically. Okay. So as you can see, there's a little technique to it. It's pretty hard to explain. I've been doing it for so long.
That was pretty impressive.
What I've done here, this has had about 20 coats of lime wash, and you can see it's a really soft and smooth finish. It's basically just lime and water. So when that dries, I will give it some more coats and then we'll make a decision. So this is the lime wash here. I usually mix it at 6 part water to 1 part lime putty. The only thing that you have to watch is runs, because they stay. I don't know if you can see. So basically, the lime wash is a sacrificial protectant. It's like you wearing a jumper. You wouldn't wear the jumper for the rest of your life. It'll do you for a couple of years, and then you do it again.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it still allows the wall to breathe. All these things are allowing the wall to breathe. They're all natural.
Yeah. Michael, that was really, really very interesting.
I'm glad you enjoyed
it.
it.
No, thank you. Thank you. It's explained so much.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It sort of takes you back in time as well.
That's
and
right.
You know, how specialised it actually is these days.
Yes.
To understand how to do all this. So.
Well, I've got an apprentice there, Archie, and I'm hoping he'll keep going when I'm finished.
Well, that would be wonderful. Yeah, because the Bond Store's probably going to be there for a while yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Thanks very much, Michael.
You're welcome.
Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Veronica for filming, and we'll keep you updated with progress as we go along with this amazing project in the Bond Store. Thank you.